So some of you might have already discovered that on my website there is a free download where you can assess your mental skills for climbing, and it covers a whole range of different skills such as emotional control, cognitive skills like focusing, visualization, imagery, creating conditions for flow, route reading, problem solving, learning from mistakes, psychomotor control like our spatial awareness, body awareness, that kind of thing, and also habits, behaviours, tactics, a huge range of things. There's been some nice new research out by Dr. Maria Ionel, who is a colleague of mine working over in Romania, and she's found that grit and openness to experience are two other key factors that are important for climbing. So we're going to be adding that into the mental skills assessment, where you can essentially self-assess yourself on all these different factors. And I think it's quite a nice way of really giving yourself a bit of a gauge about where you are on these different factors. It's purely a subjective scale. It is your own assessment of how good you feel you are at these skills. And I think that's a really good starting point then for trying to figure out where you might like to put your efforts if you're wanting to start some mental training. What I do find is a lot of people get kind of stuck between the point of knowing what their weaknesses are perhaps and their strengths, and then how to put that into some kind of goals. So where do I start with a mental training? Okay, I've got this list of strengths and weaknesses, but where do I start? So what I'm looking for is about 10 people who are willing to post or email rather their assessment documents back to me, and I'm going to work up a little worksheet and a plan so that you would have a kind of an analysis of that assessment and some pointers then about where you could start, what kind of skills, mental skills would be worthwhile you practicing, and some pointers for where you could start to do that, what kind of exercises might be helpful. If you would like to have a go at this, then drop me a message and I will send you a link, and you can then email the questionnaire back to me when you've completed it. So thank you very much for helping us out with this. I'm going to be launching something a bit later on in the year to do with this, but for now, I'm looking for your help in just developing this assessment tool a little bit further and sort of bridging the gap between knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are and how you then set goals. So remember, drop me a message and you can take part in that beta testing for free, and hopefully you'll get some skills out of it as well. Thank you.